What's going on, people? How you doing? This is Today, I just want to talk to you about the deep state. And this is not a conversation that's easy to have because the Matrix lies to you and tells you that the deep state doesn't exist. We live in Mayberry. And most people believe that. But I just had an interesting podcast that I listened to that, went into information from people who are in the know, explaining different aspects of what's propagated and what really happens in the deep state. And it's funny to me because you can't really talk about this. I mean, I read an article from a rabbi a long time ago, and the rabbi was talking about the connection with missing children and how it's an intercooperative thing that children come up missing because there's a super rich group of people that's in power that believe in dark covenants, and a part of their dark covenant involves pedophilia and also cannibalism. But when it comes to children, they feel like the soul is more pure and blah 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 blah. So we have an interconnection with pedophilia and also cannibalism, where children come up missing, not just nationally but globally. And there's been a number of different things that have popped up in relation to that truth, but everyone dismisses it. There was an article not too long ago that talked about the DC area police getting caught harboring a ring of missing children. And then there was a whistleblower it was a movie from a whistleblower based on a true story where there was a UN worker, a female, that stood up against sex trafficking and missing people. And so there's this big dark force that really propagates people being used for power covenants, because the rich make these dark covenants with negative forces so that they can get power. And the more you move up in the power structure, the more you become a part of that nonsense, because when they say absolute power is absolute corruption, you become a part of the bullshit that they do. And everything in top power structures is involved in hoovering. J. Edgar Hoover was known for his COINTELPRO programs where he had a dossier on everybody. And that method of control is pretty much the way that the super rich operate. If you enter their ranks, they're going to hoover you, have some sort of blackmail documentation where at any given time they could pull the strings if they need you to go go along with something that they're doing. It's usually something nefarious and something dark, and they blackmail you in a gay situation, in a pedophile situation, or they blackmail you in a cannibal situation. Whatever is nefarious that you're into, they basically record it and use it against you, so that when they need you to do something, you're going to do it, because I've got this videotape of you doing something you shouldn't have been doing. And that's just how all of power works. You don't realize that until you get into their circles. You find out that they believe in blackmail. You find out that they are all exchanging covenants for power and making covenants with dark forces so that they can gain more power. And the Matrix doesn't talk about that. The Matrix doesn't talk about negative forces that could interfere or enhance our physical realm. the Matrix doesn't talk about, you know, any aspect of non-three-dimensional life when that's a reality. So you're gonna have people that are not in the know basically not understand what they've never been exposed to. And most of the time, cognizant dissonance sets in when you do get exposed to this nonsense, because you've never been trained in the areas of metaphysics and in the areas outside of the three-dimensional physical plane. So you can't fathom that these people are into this bullshit, and that this is another aspect of reality that is new to you, but is a realistic side of what they exist in and how they operate. So it's funny to me that people as a whole are easily brainwashed and manipulated and controlled through limited information. The more things I don't expose you to, the more I can control you. Because if you don't know how to tie your shoe, then a shoe is foreign to you. You know, the concept is not something you're going to grasp because it's a new thing that you've never seen before. And it's funny how that is the way our world operates. Our world operates in guarding information, keeping information, and keeping a certain amount of access to a certain amount of people. Because the more information you have, the more empowered you have, and the better you can make decisions. So we want to keep you limited in your decision-making process. We want to keep you focused on lies that really have no substance in life, so that even if you try to empower yourself, you're not empowering yourself based on truths. So your magic has a little bit of power or no power at all, because everything that you are engaging in has no foundation. And of course, this is a conversation I can only have with myself, which is why I'm doing a recorded video, because if I did a live video or interacted with other people in this type of conversation, it would totally be a waste of time. You're not privy to things you've never been exposed to. So you accept your reality based on what's been programmed, and nothing outside of that programming is going to change your thinking or expand your horizons. So it's easy to control you. You know, that's really what the Matrix is. It's an illusion of limited access and engineered scarcity, where your decision-making process is based on a narrow lane. And as long as you stay within the lines, you're okay. So I just find it funny, because I've done a lot of reading and studying, and I've been exposed to things that a lot of people don't feel like is real. And I just find it interesting that it puts me on a lonely island, because the rabbi that I talked about that was exposing this agenda that they have with taking children, he was basically saying, when they asked him in the article, why would you even talk about this from the inside to everyone else? And he said, because nobody would believe me. You know, I could say any damn thing I want. People are so stupid they won't listen. So it puts you on a lonely island, because you can figure out what's going on. You can understand the true dynamics of our existence, and other people won't accept it. So the only thing you can do, and the only reason to continue to study, is so that your personal lane, your individual decision making, has a broader range. You may not affect other people around you, but you want to study and learn about this information just so that you can help you. You know, they say the only person you can save is yourself, and self-education should be a goal because you want to make better decisions. You want to expose yourself to what the Matrix is, just so that you can navigate better through this illusionary lie. And this is just a suggestion, because I'm talking to myself. You know, I don't expect to influence you to the degree that you pick up a book, but I am suggesting that the world is more than what they tell us it is.